I don't know if you've been watching the news lately, but things are really shifting and your wallet is feeling it. Gas prices are climbing, groceries are getting more expensive, and let me just tell you, a lot of people are starting to feel the pinch, that familiar anxiety. Here we go again, inflation. Well, first of all, let me tell you, I happen to know it's going to be very short-lived, and the benefits far outweigh what's going on with gas. But we're at war, right? So I want to look you in the eye today and tell you I'm not anxious. And I want to share why. So, hey sisters, welcome back. I'm Britt. And this is your space for honest conversations, right? About faith and about life and what's going on in the world and real life. And today we're actually talking about something that is affecting every single one of us, right? Every single household right now. Inflation. And more importantly, even though it's short-lived, I want to share how I positioned myself so that I no longer worry about it or it doesn't control my financial peace, right? So let's get into it. So here's what's happening. With the conflict between the US and Iran, about a fifth of the global oil of gas supply has been disrupted, right? We still own the most oil in the world, but oil prices have been hovering around $100 a barrel. And again, I believe that'll be short-lived. But that before all this began, we were maybe around $69 a barrel. And what does that mean for us? Well, higher diesel prices too in our country, and we have an inflationary impact on nearly all the goods in the space for a while in the economy. And you might think, well, I don't drive a diesel truck, and I don't either. But diesel powers the farm equipment, the trucks, the ships, the trains, and they can't carry goods anywhere without that. So this isn't just about gas at the pump for you and I, right? It's your groceries, it's your electricity, it's everything. It's all intertwined, right? Now, I'm not saying this to scare you. You're probably aware of this. Hopefully you're not glued to the television set because that is just a recipe for disaster and depression. But I'm saying it so you understand why the decisions that I made matter and why they can also matter for you too. It's choosing peace over pressure, right? It's like climate change. Guess what? The climate's been changing since the Ice Age, and it's going to keep changing, right? But here's the bigger picture, back to this topic. Even before this conflict with Iran, inflation had already kind of quietly been eating away at our money. In fact, if you're not earning more than, say, 12% on your money, no matter what your financial advisor tells you, you are losing money. And the traditional advice to keep your savings in a bank account, buy a CD, all that doesn't protect you the way it used to. Actually, you're losing money that way. Most savings accounts earn like less than 1% interest, if that. And meanwhile, inflation can turn a 4, 5, even higher percentage. Let me just share with you, whatever's reported out there, you can double it for the real number, okay? So it means your money is losing value in real terms, even while the number in your account stays the same, right? You think I'm not losing money. Well, sorry to break it to you. So once I truly understood that, I knew I had to do something different. And that's why I also started learning about assets that are designed to hold their value over time, and most billionaires actually invest in things like art and cars and racehorses and all these kind of things, which sounds exotic. It can be done, however. You can buy piecemeal of those type of investments. And one piece of art bought in the correct way can change your life. But that's a whole different YouTube video, right? So today, we're talking about inflation. And this is also why I designed a community for women just like you who are interested in being great stewards of their wealth and grow what they've been given. During times like these, during any time, during the ups and downs, which will always happen, just like climate change, right? We don't need to turn it into a narrative to manipulate society. So one of the most powerful ones I've discovered lately, of course, is Bitcoin and the crypto world. And I share about that in my community. Join us in the link below. And here's the simple reason why. The dollar can be printed endlessly, right? We've watched that. And governments do that, especially during crises, especially during war. But Bitcoin has a fixed supply. Only 21 million will ever be sold, ever. And it's that scarcity which gives it a lasting value, right? Where everything else is waning. So here's the simple reason that I'm here talking with you today. I also diversified. I didn't put everything into one coin, into one place, into one cryptocurrency. But crypto did become a meaningful part of how I protect what God has blessed me with, right? And I want to be clear, I am not your financial advisor, and I don't do this out of panic. I did it out of wisdom and a lot of prayer, and I suggest the same for you, my sister. That's a big difference. Anything we do out of panic most of the time doesn't go well, right? But Philippians 4:11 says, I have learned in whatsoever state I'm in to be content. So if I started with $100, fantastic. I have a friend who started with 10. But contentment is not the same thing as complacency. So if it is that $10 or $100 or whatever you begin with, as Christian women, we are not called to ignore our finances and just trust God, right? And yes, we can let the financial household be run by our husbands, sure, but it doesn't mean that we don't do our best to learn and contribute as well. It doesn't mean we just do nothing because we're trusting God. Because faith without works is dead. Yes, it's said a lot. It's true. And part of trusting God is being a wise steward of what He's already given us, right? And we all know the parable of the talents in Matthew 25. It's very clear, right? God expects us to be active stewards, not to bury what He's given us. Then we lose everything when we hoard and we bury and stash away, right? Now, of course, there are exceptions, right? So don't get on me, people, with the exceptions. Of course, if you had a gold bar and you buried it and your grandson found it later, yes, it would be valuable. I'm talking mainly about 99% of us here. And when I started approaching my finances as an act of worship and stewardship, rather than fear or greed or panic, everything shifted, you know? I had more peace, more clarity, more confidence. The world's turbulent right now, but it's always going to be turbulent. Again, like climate change, right? But I've made decisions that mean it doesn't have to dictate my life, right? So what can you do to maintain your peace as well? Start with your education. Don't put every single dollar into anything you don't really understand. So learn what inflation actually is. There's plenty of resources out there, right? This is just a high-level overview. Learn what assets have historically protected against it. You know, Google it, whatever you do. Siri it, watch videos, ask questions. If you're fortunate, you can ask real people. You can interview real people in the financial space. Dig in at your own pace and take your time, but pray over it. And please, speak with a financial professional who is not selling you the lie that crypto is an unsafe panic investment. Believe me, BlackRock, Vanguard, all the big guys, Fidelity, all of them, they have been telling you to be terrified of this thing, telling you how risky Bitcoin and crypto is. Well, guess what? They've built out all the platforms. All they're doing is waiting for the specific legislation. I won't give you the name of the act in this one. That's for a different video. There's actually a name of the act that needs to be passed where they can unleash and the world will know they have built this all right under our noses because they want to sell it to you for a profit. They don't want you to go direct and buy it. So get ahead of that. Learn about it yourself. It's really not that complicated. And you can start up a Coinbase, for example, account for free. Again, I am not your financial advisor. A godly steward brings the Lord's heart joy. That's what we're here for. And that's why I made my community. And we glow and we radiate in outer beauty, whatever we look like, because God made all different kinds of spaces, faces, and bodies for us to inhabit, right? Beauty is a radiating glow from within. I discovered something for my skin that is actually changing my life as well, and we share about that in our community as well. And you don't need to feel guilty as a Christian if you want to look younger and get richer, right? As one of my mentors and beloved friend Zig Ziglar used to say, God made the rubies and the diamonds and the cash, and if he were alive, he would say the Bitcoin for his kids, not Satan's bunch. So come on, sister. I would love to see you in our community. Click the link below. Join us. I hope it was helpful. Share it with a friend, a family member, somebody who might be blessed by this information. Because inflation will never stop, right? But neither will we. God's got us. And if you want to go deeper with me in our community, there are things I simply can't say here on YouTube. So join me in a community and you can hear all the great things I can't share here. And we'll be in a more personalized space. So this community is an exclusive community for women just like you, right? Most of us are over 40. And if you want in, just click the link in the description below and come join us. I'd love to see you there. And if no one told you today, just remember, you are beloved.